Greetings, true believers. It's your old pal Spider-Man. Welcome to my spiderweb or my shaved in. I got a few new things to talk about today. First of all, my new TSC coffee mug with Dave in Kentucky on it. I know he approves of my shave. Also, I'm drinking some espresso, which I just made from the espresso machine that I got from the monkey. From his Piff. Just had to pay the shipping on it, and he sent me his very nice espresso machine. Makes a very good cup of espresso. I'm really enjoying it. Also, new to me is the Hiram razor. I had the Cobra a while back. Didn't really like it. It was way too aggressive for me. And this one, again, just spoke to me. It's got the same sort of design style of the handle, but much more detail. It's got snake scales on the side, snake belly scales on the bottom, and then it's got the Cobra on the bottom. And I believe, I don't know these razors that well, but I believe the head is the same as the Orin, which is another one of their razors. And this one only came, I guess the Orin probably came with 3 heads. This one only comes with 1, the number 2, so the mid-range. Never used it, so this is going to be a new experience for me. I did not realize at the time, and I just got that off kilter. I did not realize, there we go, that you could load this with just by putting the blade in there. When I first got it, there was no instructions with this thing. So when I first got it, I saw these screws, and I'm like, you seriously have to take this apart with a screwdriver to load it? So I did. But now I see, or Gear Noir on the shaving cadre did say, hey, you don't need to take the screws off unless you are changing the heads. Well, this one only came with 1 head, so I guess there's no need to change it unless you got the Orin and you want to put one of the other heads on there. Now, I do notice there's some flex to this razor. It's kind of just floating in there, so again, I don't know how that's going to go, but we will see. What are we going to use today? Let's go with one of my first Paladins, the Buck Rogers in the lapis lazuli handle color. It's kind of hard to see. There's some gold streaks in it to give it the appearance that it's actual lapis mineral, which kind of has like some sort of pyrite or something running through it. So we're gonna let that soak for just a little bit, and we're gonna talk a little bit about my Gibbs, because my last video I used my Gibbs for the first time. Not my Gibbs, it's on loan to me. Sorry, I didn't mean to give the impression that this was mine. I do need to send it back to Deep Sea. But I've been using this and I've been thoroughly impressed by it. I do not like aggressive razors at all. And even my last shave, I just cranked this all the way up to 6. And even at that setting, I did have to watch out. There was a lot of blade feel, but if I didn't press in and just let the weight of the razor do the work, I still got a really good, really smooth shave from it. And I can't say that about any other aggressive type razor. There's just something about this head design that just suits me, suits my skin. Really enjoy it. Alright, so now got that brush soaking for a little bit. We're going to grab my CBL Tonsorial Sur Fougere. This is, again, my beta puck that I kind of smooshed into this tub. And this is a 3017, so I'm using it till the end, using it all up, seeing how many shaves it takes to use up this puck. This was a beta puck, so... Oh no! Oh no! Dripping stuff all over me. Gotta get some of that espresso before it cools down. That's the thing. coffee will stay hot for a while, but espresso seems to cool down so fast. Anyways, lost my train of thought. This was not a full puck. It was a beta puck, so it was, I think I had weighed it at like 1.7 ounces. I'm pretty sure it was 51 grams. I paid more attention to the grams than the ounces. But a full puck, if you buy one new, should be around 3 ounces. So probably about half size. So however long this takes me to finish, I would assume twice as long for a normal full puck. I kind of been meaning to do a little bit of a comparison. I just haven't gotten around to doing it because I've only been shaving with this for, well, this is now the 11th day because I've had one shave a day since the beginning of the year with it. And I'm starting to see some light through. So you kind of see right there. You can see my finger through it. So I'm starting to see a little bit of light right there. So I'm kind of getting close to poking through the bottom on one side of this. So I'd say there's, estimating, there's a good chance I've used half of it, or close to half of what I started with. I don't have an empty weight for a CBL tub, so I can't compare an empty puck, an empty weight, an empty tub versus my tub to see how much soap is actually left. I did weigh it on day 4, and I can go back after this shave and see what it weighs and see how much I've used since day 4, and at least give me a, about a 7-day, how much have you used over the course of a week. So I'll do that after the shave and see where I'm at. But I'll say all that to say that I don't know how much I'm using per day. My scale, most kitchen scales, they're to the gram. So if you're using, I assume it rounds up. I don't know at what point it rounds up. So if I'm using 1.9 grams, is it going to say 2 or is it going to say 1? I don't know. If it's 1.5, is that 1 or is that 2? I don't know. But I did notice weighing it on a daily basis. I only did that 2 or 3 times. With a synthetic, it seemed that I was using about 1 gram per day. With a Badger, it seemed that I was using 2 grams per day. I don't know if that's just a difference in how it was loading, or maybe it was just the soap. Maybe earlier days, earlier trials, it was less wet, and so it wouldn't take up as much. And then as I'm using it, the puck is getting wetter from use, taking on some of that moisture, and therefore getting, now I'm getting more out of it just because it's more, more moist, not because of the brush necessarily. So I don't know. That's why I was kind of talking about comparing the two, maybe doing like a stretch of shaves with the synthetic and a stretch of shaves with a Badger to see if there is a difference over time that you can average out and say, yeah, that makes sense. That it is, your brush is the factor, not the water, not anything else. Doing one day at a time, there's so many other variables. There's no way that you can just do a measurement on one day and say, yeah, this is the way it is. So we are gonna try this out. But the floating head does kind of feel a little bit weird. So I said I did have the Cobra. I did not like it at all. It was given to me as a gift, and me being into snakes and whatnot, and the fact that it was called the Cobra, I liked the idea of it. But I never got a good shave out of it at all. I could not shave with the thing and not get a weeper. Absolutely could not. Right now, I'm kind of impressed by this. It seems to be going fairly well. It does kind of sound weird when you're shaving, because when you put the blade against your skin, there's movement to it. I don't think it's moving while I'm shaving, but as I put it up to my skin, whatever that slack is, it's taking it up. So there's like this little teeny clank. I don't know if you're picking it up on there, but sometimes there's this little clank where the blade is kind of getting pushed up against the head of the base or something. But you can definitely hear it moving around a little bit. I'm not noticing any chatter necessarily, but I say going into this, I typed it up last night on the forum, on the cadre, took some pictures of it. Overall, I wasn't really super impressed by the finish of it. It does have some irregularities, it does have some scratches on it, some things that I wish they would have polished up better. There is, like I said, some irregularities just from where it was molded or machined, but that's all small stuff. I mean, the real reason you get a razor is to use it and to shave with it, so just because it's got a scratch on it doesn't mean it's going to shave you any differently. But for kind of a higher end razor, it would be nicer if it was all pristine at least when you first get it. I mean, if you scratch it, that's your fault, but you shouldn't receive it scratched up. Overall though, I am impressed. It's got a nice brushed finish, and everything on the scaling looks good. Like one of my belly scales, there's like I don't know if this was if these were etched in after it was done or what, but it looks like somebody was etching in that one line and they kind of went off. So one of my lines is done, is a little bit wonky, and then one of my belly scales, there's like a bump in it. So that's what I'm talking about, just like it's not quite the way it probably should have been. And then on this base here, I don't know if it's gonna show up on this camera here because it won't focus on here. It's still focusing on me. But right on the top here, there's just a little kind of like, you can barely feel it, but there's just like a little nick or something in it. Anyways, this really is a smooth shaver. I had been sold on the Vector as far as an AC style single edge razor goes. Ooh. I just felt a little snag there. I don't think it cut me, but I felt a little snag. And going around the corner of my chin and neck there, just wasn't right for the wasn't the right angle for the blade. I think the blade just caught up, but it didn't snag me. Like I said, way back when I got the Cobra, that was my first AC style, and wanted to like it, wanted to love it, wanted to use it, just couldn't every single time. I mean, I would pull it out and use it for nostalgia, but every single time I would get a weeper and it was so aggressive. which is a little bit misleading when you go to Classic Shaving. Their ad for this razor says, if you like the Orin and if you like the Cobra, you'll love this. Well, they must be talking about the Cobra handle, because this shave is nothing like the Cobra. Nothing at all. I have not used the Orin. The Monkey has a pass coming up. And I hope I'm saying that right. I hope it's the Orin that I'm thinking of, because, again, I just have not really paid much attention to those razors. So I know there's a few of them out there. There's one that's supposed to shave just like the Cobra, and then there's the predecessor of this one that has the same head, just a different handle basically, and it came with the 3 different plates so you can adjust the aggressiveness of it. I think that's the Orin, but maybe I'm saying that totally wrong, so I don't remember. I didn't intend to talk about those differences during this, it just kind of came up, so I didn't research it first. My bad. Anyways, got sidetracked and forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, so I got the Cobra first, didn't like it. Then the next one I got was the Mongoose. I actually really did enjoy the Mongoose, and being a snake lover that I am, I was kind of conflicted with the fact that I like the Mongoose better than the Cobra. But shave-wise, I really did enjoy it. I think I got in on like the 2nd round of Mongooses, and this is the Mongoose here. Now, this one is fairly heavy. Mongoose is heavier. This Mongoose is 140 grams. This Hiram is a 111 grams. Now compare that to the Vector. The Vector is very light. Well, not very light. It's still got some heft to it, but it's 78 grams. So it's in between the Vector and the Mongoose as far as weight goes. Anyways, really, really enjoyed the Mongoose. And then kind of, those were my only AC style razors for quite a while. And then I got the stainless steel General, which I did enjoy, but I found that the shave was nearly identical to my Mongoose, and I was just more attached to the Mongoose, and so I sold off the General. Also got a aluminum V1 Hawk from the pass box, but since I ran the pass box, I know who put it in, and it was put in there by Gear Noir. And that one I really do enjoy. I kind of think it has the same sort of feeling, shave-wise, with the Vector. Maybe not quite as good, but still very good. But because it's aluminum, it's just lighter, and I like that. I really prefer lighter razors overall. Probably because my technique generally involves a little bit of pressure, and I can put a bit more pressure on it. We're just going to do a quick touch-up. I know I've been talking quite a bit, but I just kind of want to see how this does. This shave is fantastic. This may actually even be a better shave than the Vector. Shh, don't tell the Vector that. I'm really, really enjoying this. I was all prepared to use this one time and give up on it. It looked aggressive. It just didn't sound like something I was going to enjoy from some of the reviews. I love this. This is so smooth. I don't know if it's because of the floating design, the blade that kind of just floats in there. I don't know if it's because of that, but man, this is really, really, really smooth. I would never have bought this full price. Oh yeah, that is a really good shave. I would say not quite as close as I've been getting with the Gibbs. Not that there's any comparison between the two razors, but I've been getting some stellar shaves from the Gibbs. And maybe not quite as close, but definitely a very smooth, very good shave. But anyways, Classic Shaving has the Hirums discounted because they want to get them out there. They want to get them being used, get reviews about them. Man, I was all set to just hate this razor. Turns out, that is a great shave. I love this razor. I don't know. I may like it more than the Vector. I'm gonna have to kind of do a side by side. I definitely do like it better than the Mongoose. So finally, the snake has beat the Mongoose. Happy about that. Anyways, it may just be better than the Vector. I don't know. There's something about this that I really do enjoy. Really like this a lot. Okay, so need some witch hazel, but we're gonna talk about this for a second. I know this video is getting long, but here is my Thayer's medicated witch hazel. You can see I don't have very much left, and we were all very sad to watch Elmer Fudd's recent video where he said this stuff was discontinued. I'm like, I didn't realize it was discontinued. I never heard that. Never saw that anywhere. And as you can see, I'm getting low, and I kept telling myself, oh, I need to get another bottle, because I don't use this medicated one that often during a shave, but I do use it a lot during the summer on bug bites, if I have any kind of skin irritations, or if I get itchy, dry skin. I changed my laundry detergent and started breaking out because something about the detergent was irritating my skin, and this helps soothe that itchy, rough skin. And so this, because it's medicated, I use it for a lot of things not necessarily related to shaving, and I'm like, it's a life-saving product for me. I love it. And when he said it was discontinued, I'm like, oh no. I immediately went out because I knew I had to have some more of it. I went out, tried to find some stores that might still carry it. Obviously the first place was going to Thayer's, to their website, and see what they had to say, and sure enough, they say that it was discontinued. There's a lot of people making comments on there saying, oh my goodness, this is such a great product, why did you discontinue it? I gotta have it. And they keep responding, we're sorry that the product you love has been discontinued, but here, try these other products. So they're deflecting, and I don't know if they're gonna replace it later with something else, but they're definitely saying, nope, we quit making it, and we're sorry. That's all they say. So I went around to a few sites, tried to find it, saw it on Small Flower, put it in my cart, and then when you go to check out, it says, we're sorry, this is out of stock, which means they're never getting it back. So they need to take that off their website. But I did find another site that said they had it in stock. So I ordered a bunch of it, and it should be here today. So I know Dave in Kentucky, we had an experience trying to get the Humphreys. We ordered it, and we ended up getting the wrong thing. I'm really hopeful that doesn't happen this time. You know, there's always the chance that they're listing it because it is out of stock. It's discontinued, but I'm really hoping they just had a healthy back stock of this stuff and it comes through. So I'll be really happy if that actually comes in, and I'll let you know. I'll let you know if we get it, and if that is a good source, at least until they run out. I'm finishing up today with Florida water because there was a discussion thread yesterday on the cadre about Florida water, and to which I put in a good, healthy explanation about what is in Florida water, what are the scent components that go into it, some of the uses of Florida water. It's used kind of religiously for spiritual cleansing and purification. Some people just love the scent. They put it in their spray bottle, they spray their beds with it, spray their pillows with it. It's really good for that. This is a cologne, so it doesn't have any skin food in it necessarily, anything that's going to help relieve, except the alcohol, that's going to relieve any razor burn or help your skin. It's definitely going to tighten your skin and tone it up, because it is 75% alcohol, so it's pretty heavy. So if you have a bad shave, it is going to burn a lot. Look at this, no burn, like hardly any burn, like just the normal alcohol. Like, that tells me how smooth of a shave this was. If there was any irritation, it would be lighting me up, which this gave me a good close shave, but there was irritation. Like, I can tell the aggressiveness of this was doing some skin damage. It was probably just because it was a little bit closer. And because of that, I did have some burn from my aftershave after that, but nothing from this. That really just tells me how good of a shaver this Hiram is. This could be a new favorite razor. I don't know. That's just one shave, but I'm blown away by it. Anyways, also medical uses. People use this stuff to cure headaches. They put it in a cold compress or like a cold wet towel, put some of that in it, and it can relieve bug bites, just ease sore skin. So there's a lot of things that people use Florida water for, but mainly this stuff just smells really good. It's kind of got a citrus note. It's got some spicy notes. It does have some cinnamon and clove in it, but you can't really smell the cinnamon and clove. Man, there's just a hint of clove on the back end, but it's not like a boom in your front, in the front of your face knockout punch with a clove like some bay rums can be. Not saying this is a bay rum, but I'm just saying a lot of bay rums do have that clovey note, and sometimes it's way too strong. This has clove in it, but it's not a clove that you necessarily pick out and go, whoa, there's clove in there. It's just there. Because of the citrusy and the florally and the spicy notes, for some reason, when you wrap them all together, it smells very much like gummy cola bottles. If you ate those as a kid, or if you still do, I love them. I think they were like my favorite gummy as a child. Loved eating the gummy cola bottles, but this smells very much like that. Like you definitely get that whiff of, whoa, I just opened up a bag of gummy cola bottles. But there's a little bit more to it. But that's really, if you know that scent, you're definitely going to pick up on that when you try this. So if you like it, definitely try it. You can order it online, but if you have any metaphysical shops, any places that sell like candles and incense and stuff like that, there's a good chance they might carry it, or they could get it in for you. I do have this in a glass bottle. Most of what you're going to find online is in a plastic bottle, but from the metaphysical shop, I got this in a glass bottle, and I'm really happy about that. And then I just buy a big refill bottle. This is 7.5 ounces. The refill bottle, I think, is 12 ounces. So it's cheaper per ounce to buy the refill, and so I just refill this bottle with that. Anyways, that's my shave today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope you like my review of some of these products. If you do like the way I kind of talk about stuff and my presentation, click the like button, click the subscribe, and if you're into wet shaving and you want to find a place to come hang out with people like me that like to talk about shaving all day long, join us at the Shaving Cadre. And it's a great forum. There's some great guys who got some exciting stuff going on. We play bingo from time to time. We're coming up on our 2-year anniversary, so there's going to be some sweet swag coming our way soon. and just some great discussions and lots of piffs going on. So if you like free stuff, come get in on that. And we'll see you guys on the forums or on the webs, wherever you see me, YouTube, whatever. Later.